Good day, everybody. Today we're going to do lesson plan 8, term 2, grade 6. And the topic is 3D models and nets. And this links to worksheet 34 in our DBE books, just to show you. And then I'm going to go back. So here you will have your CAPS link then. Then I'm going to scroll down and you then go to pause here and go through the resources needed. We also added some 3D object challenges and some quotes or a quote. Remember, this is to motivate children and to understand the beauty of mathematics. Then the dictionary part, what is a net of a solid? You can pause here, read through it so you can understand it, so you can support your child or your learners at school. So we're going to do then the mental maths activity. Today we focus on the 2 and the 9 times table. So I want you to pause and ask your child then to do these 10 questions. It's time to pause. Welcome back. I'm quickly going to reveal the answers. And what you need to do is you can then mark it. Okay, so let's look at today's lesson. So today's lesson, we're going to ask you made some 3D objects previously, but today we're going to make a cube and a rectangular prism from a net. So I'm going to take you then to this website. So what we're going to look is we're going to look at a cube. And here what we have is we have the solid of the cube. And then I'm going to switch it off and then we're going to look at the net. So this is the net then of the cube. So here we can change it. You can see it's a solid and the net. I can switch off the net. I can move it with my hand. I'm going to explode it so you can see the pieces it's made of. And then again, I'm going to switch off the solid and we can look at the net. So this is then the net, the pattern. You will find all these other examples as well. Go through them, have fun, open the solids, show the nets to the learners, and enjoy. I'm going to go then back to the lesson plan. So on this side, then we have then a net of a rectangular prism. So if we fold it, it will then form a rectangular prism, the 3D object. So this is the net and this is the object. Here, this is the net and that's the object. So I want you to pause now and make these. It's very nice and maybe you don't have all the resources, but in this time, what you can do is you can make these nets yourself. Okay, so we're going to look at these various nets. You can ask the learners what 3D object will it make. So if we look at this one, if we fold it, it will form a rectangular prism. If we look at this one, because we got a pentagon here and a pentagon, so this will be then the base and this will be the top. And if we fold it, it will form a pentagonal prism. Here we have an octagon and an octagon. If we fold it, it will form an octagonal prism. Here, if we go to fold this, we got a square, and these are all squares. It will make a cube. A cube is also a prism. Then we're going to look here. If we fold this, we got a triangle and a triangle, and if this is the base and this is the top, it will form a triangular prism. And then the last one, see if you can get the name of the prism. Well done. Yes, it's a hexagonal prism. So let's go to look at these here. Maybe before we start, maybe you can guess what will they form if we fold them. Yes, good. They will all form pyramids. Now, what we have is, let's start with this one, the easier one. So we got a square. This is the base. So we're going to fold these up. So then these points will then touch each other at the top to form a vertex. So, and because the base is a square, we will say it's a square pyramid. So if this is a square pyramid, what will these pyramids be? You can quickly pause and then answer the question. Brilliant. This will be an octagonal pyramid. This will be a hexagonal pyramid. This will be a pentagonal pyramid. And this will be a triangular pyramid. And if all the triangles are equal in size, we call it a tetrahedron. It's the same way we have a cube where it's made up of squares. It's got a special name, a cube. So we have here a tetrahedron. It's got a special name. So now the question that we need to answer today is, which of these shapes that we use to make these 3D objects has right angles? So right angle again is a 90 degrees angle. So if we look at this one, it forms a 90 degrees. So what I want you to do is I want you to pause and then find all the shapes that's got a right angle or right angles. Well done. Let's carry on then with the next part of the lesson. So now what you're going to do is for your worksheet, you every time going to name the object, you label the faces with the 2D name. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to say it's a pentagonal prism, but I'm going to label each of these. So these are pentagons. You might need to measure them, but in this case it looks like rectangles. These are all rectangles. So my question to you is, can we have this where we have a pentagon at the base and a pentagon at the top? Can we have squares here? So now the next step, what I want you to do is I want you to label the 2D shapes that have right angles, or maybe just indicate the right angles on it with a different color, or if you don't have paper, you just point to it. And then you're going to color the 3D objects with only right angles. So it means all the shapes that makes up this 3D object must have right angles. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to do the problem solving. We've got an extra activity here, a typical question coming from a test or exam paper. Then you're going to go to the consolidation. And with the consolidation, if you ticked everything yes, you go to the next lesson. If you tick no, you need to revise some of the questions or visit us at SA Teacher.